What's up, yo? This is NekoPastel and welcome back to the letter. Oh god. Okay, so it's been quite a while since I've played anything on the channel, to be honest. I said that I would continue this series and I didn't. Even after I decided to put the Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories Let's Play into whatchamacallit. What's the word I'm looking for? Hiatus. There are children screaming outside. It's getting round about that time where, you know, people are coming back from school and all that. There's going to be children walking about. I'm going to have people, my little sister's going to come through the door at some point. So if there's some extra noises in the background, then I do apologise. I did leave the recording a bit too late. But yeah, enough of me moping. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Where we left off, we started Marianne's chapter. Wonderful, that the glamorous Marianne McCullough, and she went to a pub with her friends just for a drink, some karaoke, and she nailed it, by the way.
I'll leave the burden and despair.
Get it? Fuck.
Read 'em and wait, bitches. I don't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And then the night declined to her having a one-night stand with Look Right.
Sex on the beach?
That's fine. I'd rather order some blue balls or some A&F if you don't mind.
Married man. Yeah, I can see some chocolate starfish going on. She didn't know that, so she wasn't necessarily doing anything wrong, but yeah, he's a creep. Let me quickly look at these journal entries and see what we've got. October 18th. We've got some... October 18th? Never mind, is it October 18th? When is it that I leave for holiday? I think it's October 14th. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I'm leaving for Portugal on October 14th. I'm definitely going to do some recording when I go there, and hopefully I can get some nice Neko cams out there. If you want to see that, just please let me know, and I'll definitely work on that. But without further ado, I'm wasting too much time. Let's work on this. Let me have a read at these new entries. Tuesday, October 18th. An email from the Wrights came, requesting Marianne McCullough's expertise for their home. What seemed like an innocent commission made a different impact on the famous designer after seeing a picture of the Wrights missus. Oh yeah, I wonder what that was about, because she did feel something peculiar about putting her eyes on Miss Wright. That was a bit weird. We'll probably find out more about that once we go on. Maybe? Possibly? No, we'll see. Let's move on to this one. Marianne went to the Crowbar, also known as the Galway Shawl by its patrons, for a night out with her close friends Cam and Harana. When they left, Marianne was seen with a stranger, whom she referred to as Whiskey. In turn, she was called Mint. Yep, it was a pretty fucked up way for the night to decline, considering that this man is fucking married to none other than Miss Wright herself. I'm pretty sure she's going to find out. She's going to find that out eventually, and she's going to be pissed. I just know it. Marianne and Whiskey went back to her condo after having one too many drinks. However, Marianne changed her mind about the one-night stand and ended up sharing a tea with him instead. Are you sure you changed your mind? Yeah, but after we've seen the good stuff, we changed that back, so it's all good. The next morning, the stranger left nothing but a note and a bottle of painkillers. Yeah, and he also managed to find out her real name. How did you manage that, Mr. Wrong? That's what I would like to know. Well, you know what, never mind. Let's move on, because, you know, well, let's get to better stuff. Let's move on with the story, because I've been keeping yous waiting far too long. But I'm keeping yous waiting more. My monitor broke the other day, so I can't really use it. Well, I can use it, but I end up getting like sore eyes and headaches because it's like serious, like flashing. The screen's just broke. I don't know how it managed to do that. So I've got my TV screen here. So it looks a bit daft on my computer setup, but I'm able to make it work, and I can actually see the writing. I don't have to look past my microphone anymore, which is really good actually. I wonder why I didn't think of this to begin with. Adapt and overcome. Adapt and overcome, and you can do anything. But yeah, I'm keeping you waiting far too long. Let's move on. It isn't often that I think about drinking on the job, but after meeting with the Wrights yesterday, really makes me want to break my self-imposed rule. So she's found out, y'all. Because first off, fucking damn Whiskey was fucking damn Mr. Right.
Mr. Wrong!
And to top it all off, they had somehow forgotten to inform me that they didn't own the Ermengarde mansion yet when they hired me. What sort of person does that?
Rich people.
She's already had it. I could do nothing but twiddle my thumbs at this, however. Twiddle my thumbs and wait for the go signal. It's not like I can accept other small projects. This is a big job, and I should be ready to start on it any time. Not to mention that my PA practically begged me to be patient and wait this out. It was a hard decision to agree, but I did it so in the end. Besides, I'm doing this for the Ermengarde mansion, not for anything or anyone else. I have a headache whatever I do anyway. I'd go to the pub again, but seeing what happened a few days ago, I'd rather not end up in bed with another potential client. Yeah, you're knee deep in hot water anyway as it is. You don't want to mess anything else up. And it might be a huge leap in logic, but a library is the next best thing after the... Is it? I mean, I don't judge. If you like to read, that's you. I personally just don't read. Unless it's a comic. I do like my comics and my mangas. And my doujinshis. I have to go there anyway. I need more books. For Dad. Plus, I also need to return the ones I borrowed last time. Finding a new book or two to read for myself while I have nothing to do isn't such a bad idea either. So on Saturday morning, I find myself going to the only library in Luxbourne to hopefully cool off. Oh, okay, here we are. After returning and a poetry book by Henry of Podbrady. Podbrady? I think I said that right. I asked the librarian about the several titles on my list, though I don't have much luck on that front. Dialogue with Death has already been snatched, and she bluntly said that she did not keep our mathematical universe for someone who didn't return their books on time. Oh, Marianne. She's got enough on her plate, she really does. So of course she'd be a little bit late. I make my headway at least when I ask about Siege and Rendition of Havana by Jacob de Pezula. These names, they've got such fancy names. If you count her snarling and pointing at the history section as headway, that is. Oh, bless. The history section is devoid of any other except for myself and a redhead. A redhead, huh? Though I'd wager a guess that Red's just passing by to get to the classical literature section. So many books, so little time. Scanning the books and seeing so many wonderful titles gives me great pleasure. I mean, if that's what you're into, I won't judge. And that's when I spot it.
Hello, sailor. Why don't you come to Mama?
Oh. Okay, she seems a bit excited, does she know? Oh, well, you know what? This is right up her alley. Okay. History of Luxbourne Architecture, 1st edition. Okay. It's not the naval battle book I was looking for. No. It's even better. The newly acquired History of Luxbourne Architecture, 1st edition too. I know I just have to get it. I've been waiting to get my hands on this book for so long. The fact that there is only one copy proves to be a problem though. When Red reaches out for it at the same time as I do.
I think I had this first, miss.
Oh, Carol! Look! Long time no see! Okay, so Red is, Rebecca. Okay, or Becca, as we should just, affectionately call her. It's her. I can only stare her down when she refuses to let go of the book. Okay, she's stubborn. You'll need to deal with that. Refusing to let go of it as well, I raise a brow at her in hopes that the fact that I was significantly taller than her would intimidate the girl. Even then, she refused with a rebellious look. You're gonna need to try harder.
This isn't exactly light reading, miss.
Oh.
I mean, do you even know which architect was at the forefront of 18th century Irish architecture?
Do you know that? A beat. Oh. She blinks, and I can't help the smirk on my face, which is wiped off when she opens her mouth.
Edward Lovett Pearce, who established the Palladian style through his work with Castletown House and the Irish Houses of Parliament.
She's good.
This bridge was destroyed in this year to delay French troops while under the regency of Mary of Guise.
This is not what I was expecting. Let's be honest, how many people will know these history facts? Well, she is a teacher, after all, so she'd know. She'd probably know. Aside from me, anyway.
Going right to the obscure ones, aren't you? Easy enough. Tullybody Old Bridge in Clackmannanshire, Scotland, on the January of 1560, if we want to be specific.
We got an achievement. Pop quiz. Nice. Suddenly, it's a game where we throw these history questions and facts at each other, back and forth in hushed tones unless we want to be thrown out of the library. They're like flinging books at one another. Ah, yeah! Oh, God. After a while, it goes from some strange competition into this strange but friendly banter. If it could be called that. But as fun as it is, the exchange soon slows down until we're grinning at how odd this whole scene is. To be fair, it's quite cute. It's nice.
Marianne McCulloch, my desire for potatoes doesn't quite match what the stereotypes suggest.
Oh.
Rebecca Gales. The Scots' supposed hatred for the English wasn't enough to stop me from teaching their little spawns.
Oh, is that so? I mean, no beef at all. What the fuck? Did you notice the R that she rolled when she said her name? Rebecca Gales.
Rebecca Gales.
Rebecca Gales.
Rebecca Gales.
By then, we'd forgotten about our little tug of war, although she still holds the book in her hands. I guess she ends up walking away with it in the end. Is that what's going to happen? I had let go of it without realising she answered my first question.
History teacher then?
Got it in one.
No wonder you gave me a run for my money. Now, if we're talking about architecture, I'd blow you out of the water. You're from where? Luxburn Uni?
Oh no, just St. Goretti's.
She's got like that twang to her voice, like she's got the British accent, but like she ends up like rolling like really Scottish R's. Goretti's. Well, that sounded foreign. Yes, St. Goretti. You'd think the school would choose a more appropriate saint to name themselves after, especially when they have really young students.
And I'm guessing you're an architect, if you're so confident about the subject.
Is St. Goretti an actual thing, or is that just made up for this game? I'm going to need to have a look at that. If that is true, I will put this up on the screen, because you are here to learn here at NekoPastels.
Interior designer, Miss Gales.
Please, just call me Rebecca. You aren't one of my students, are you?
Marianne, then.
Ah, okay, so they're starting to build a friendship, which is nice. I could have said that I was an architect, but there's no point in explaining why I wasn't one anymore.
So, I've never seen you before. I'd like to think I've met every history aficionado in town.
Oh, damn, Rebecca, back at it again with the jiggle physic.
I blame the rock I've been hiding under, of course. That, and I'm usually only here on the weekdays if time allows. Work often has me meeting clients on the weekends.
That must be interesting work.
It allows for some creative freedom, sure. But it's like working with children sometimes. Though you probably have it harder working with actual children. The hardest part is convincing them that your idea is their idea.
That sounds exciting.
It is!
Okay, that was a turn in tone. Okay, yeah.
But isn't that true for any workplace, though? We just cross our fingers and hope there aren't any man-children in charge of important things. Any big projects right now? I can't imagine that interior designing is a frequent thing.
I'm working on the Ermengarde mansion. Lucky me. That mansion. Intach. Wonderful. Breathtaking. I can't wait to start in it.
Intach. Where have I heard that before? Like, I've heard that word from somewhere before. It's really... Oh, that word. Intach. Intach. It really... Oh, I like that.
Now that is beautiful architecture.
You can just tell that she's passionate. She relishes it. I like that. That's what I like about her. A pause. It looks like she wants to say something at my mention of the house. I'm not surprised. That place is certainly popular with the locals, especially with the urban legends attached to it. In the next second, though, she seems to think better of it and drops what she's about to say.
So, do you have a portfolio or anything I can take a look at? I'd love to see your designs. Maybe you have some on a tablet. I've met some designers before, and they're always going crazy over these virtual room apps or another.
A tablet? Please. Callicrates didn't need those silly eye tabs when he built the Parthenon. I certainly don't need one to design a house.
Oh, well, you know what? That's true, actually. I mean, to be fair, I feel like these tablets and things can make it much easier. I feel like it would make it much easier, but at the same time, it takes the excitement out of it, I feel. I'm not in architecture, I really can't talk, but I wonder if there's any architectures subbed to the channel. They probably aren't. Because if they are, they could probably tell me in the comments below how they feel about the whole, you know, yeah, just talk. The computer back at my place is all I have. Okay, so she still uses some technology. Why should I buy such an expensive gadget that will only get outdated within a year, when what I have is just as functional? That's true, actually. Every year is like updating their models and things like that. What are we up to? An iPhone... 2 seconds. Hey Siri, what is the new iPhone model?
Apple.com should be able to answer that question, and more.
Why can't you answer that question? I put too much faith in Siri, like seriously. We're on an iPhone 8 already? I don't think I read this, so I'll read it again. Read it again. The traditional ways have had far more personal touch, in my opinion. Not to mention those smartphones are awful tools of procrastination. To be fair, I'm on my iPhone every single day, so you know what? I have to admit it, I do procrastinate a lot. I listen to music and pretend I'm some pop star in my room, dancing in the mirror. Yes, I do that, I'm not exaggerating. I can't even count on one hand the number of people... Let me try that again. I can't even count on one hand the number of people I see going outside only to have their eyes glued to the things. And fuck touchscreens. Oh, okay, she doesn't like touchscreens. They're evil things that make typing, which should have been simple task, harder. Okay, she really doesn't like our touchscreens.
I do have an online portfolio if you'd like. I can...
Oh, speaking, or thinking of the devil, it seems to have summoned it. Because before I can even carry on, Rebecca's attention wanes as she pulls out her mobile. Okay, we were just like going off and like getting triggered about electronics and shit like that, and now she's on hers. A library no less. Where are your manners? Okay, it's not that bad. For what I can only assume is a call, she gives me an apologetic look before she's standing up and excusing herself. Off farther into the aisles she goes for some privacy. I do my best to give it to her as well, trying to tune her out.
Belle, is something wrong?
Trying to tune her out, we can still hear you.
Lunch at the coffee house? Sure, I can make it. I'm not too far, I can be there in 10.
Okay, so this is when, around about the time where Isabella treats her and Zachary to a free meal. That must be it. But with how quiet the surrounding is, she can't blame me if I overhear snippets of our conversation. When she returns with a sheepish look on her face, I know that our friendly chat has to be cut short.
Sorry, I have to go and meet with some friends.
It's fine. Totally fine. No need to even apologise.
About the book.
Her embarrassment increases twofold when she realises she's still holding on to the history of Luxborn architecture. I don't give her time to think about it as I put up my hand and shake my head. Fishing out a pen and paper from my bag, along with one of my business cards, I hand them over to her.
You know, I'm busy with work, so I might not even be able to take a peek at it anytime soon. You can go ahead and have it.
I knew this was going to happen.
But you'll have to ring me up when you're returning it just so I can snag it right away. Deal?
She makes a quick work, penning her number down and handing it back to me with a grin.
Deal. Just message me during school hours, of course. You have a good day then.
You too.
Nice. With Rebecca gone, I'm left alone standing in the history section. Although my original plans were simply to sit down and read a good book, our little pop quiz, if you can call it that, made the time pass without any of us realising it. It was fun, and I do believe I made a new friend. Good job, Marianne. Even with the talk of lunch, however, I don't feel like grabbing a bite to eat. There's still other books to read here, and I'm hoping to find something that will help me while I work with the Wrights. Something like How to deal with arseholes professionally 101, just in case. I've dealt with a lot of uppity, snooty and rich clients before. It's still better to be safe than sorry. Good on you, because Luke Wright just takes the fucking cake, and he probably manages to eat it too. It seems the world is conspiring to keep me from my me time, as my mobile vibrates in my pockets the moment I find something from the shelves of the classic literature section.
Marianne McCulloch, Charlie Rose Design speaking.
The literature.
Rose Cooper here, Miss McCullough. I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time or anything, but I just wanted to check in and tell you that we've got the clear to hand over the documents. Madam Wright told us that we should forward the floor plans to you.
Already? How did they go through this process so fast? Surely there is so many red tape to even acquire the forms in the transfiguring of Wrights. Try again. Surely there was so many red tape to even acquire the forms in the transferring of Wrights. No matter how rich the Wrights are, it shouldn't be this quick, right?
Wrong!
Hannah Wright in the background. Money and power can get you everything.
So, if I can just have your email, I'll be sending them your way.
Possessed Hannah Wright anyway. She, like the real Hannah Wright wouldn't be that, you know. She's not like that, right? Right?
Wrong!
I'd actually like a physical copy of the floor plans.
Oh, I suppose that's fine. I'm not at the office right now, but I can inform Miss Santos of your request.
I'll make sure to drop by the office after lunch if that's fine.
Not a problem. Right. Well, cheers.
And this is where Rose... okay. So this is where Rose, runabout calls, Isabella at the cafe. Okay.
Hey, Isabel, you at the office?
Hey, is she drunk?
Hey, bitch.
Okay. It's all tying together now. The timeline, the story, it's all becoming clear. The plot thickens.
Right. Cheers.
I don't know. I just don't. Is there some sort of deeper miscommunication when we last met? These things take time. It's been, what? A day? Less than that even. There isn't even a point in trying to make sense of these people who seem to be larger than life. Oh, okay, so we're back on the streets. As it looks like I'm on the clock starting today, I might as well eat. Grabbing some fish and chips from one of the street food stalls, I find a table to spend time with a copy of Marquis de Sande's The Crime of Love since Rebecca left with the book I wanted. I think I said that right? I'm craving fish and chips now. I am very partial to fish and chips, actually. I love fish and chips. I've read this one before, along with the rest of his works. This would be an 18th time, in fact. She's a regular Belle for Beauty and the Beast, isn't she? She really is a funny girl. Copyright. I need to stop. YouTube is going to flag me. But it's always nice to read it though. It's always nice to read it through again, when I don't have the time to enjoy something new. Besides, when you're dealing with people so filthy rich that they just end up plain filthy, you need the good old Marquis sound advice.
La blessure se trouvant sans aucune sorte de conséquence.
It's her? Her? Whoa. Okay. Her French is good. From what it sounded anyway. I'm assuming this whole book is in French? The wound being without any consequence. Okay, so we got a translation. Of course, it's folly to think things have no consequence, when everything actually does. Briar Realty Corporation's Luxbourne branch isn't too far off from the city centre, just a few blocks away, and I can easily eat and walk. Get indigestion, don't do that shit! I'd rather use this time to rest before I go into a flurry of activity. No doubt, there'll be so much to do once we get on with this mansion. Since we get hands on with this mansion. Words, Neko.
Still a lot better than working on another condo, at least.
Surely, no matter how much BRC and the old owners put into the restoration and preservation of the place, any big repairs would be superficial at most. I'm quite certain that in their haste to sell the property, they did a rush job. It isn't an infrequent thing to do despite how it is frowned upon. There will be a lot of hidden issues that I will need to weed out, and I have to make sure I find every single one of them, especially the more serious damages. Structural integrity is definitely on top of the list we have to consider. The building might look sturdy, but it's centuries old. That alone will likely pose a few problems here and there, put limitations on what we can do. Besides, despite how much I detest these rich snobs, they can pay rather handsomely, so as long as I do an excellent job, and do more than necessary. Those two things always made sure the referrals keep coming. I don't even have to hunt down projects for myself. Oh, this looks familiar. The last time we were in here we seen the bitch. When I do go up to the BRC's office, I can't help but stop and stare when I enter the building. With the lunch hour closing, employees should have been back already, if they still aren't filtering through the doors. I get that it's a Saturday, that people probably feel tired and lazy to be working on a weekend, but they're still on the clock, and not bumming about wasting company time on extended lunch breaks and cigarette sessions. The office is spacious, as it is with these big corporations. Each person is given their little space of what's usually a 2x2 metre cubicle. There's a lot more empty chairs than there is actual people working at their desks. This reminds me far too much of my last day at Porzkova Projects? Sounds Russian. During the massive layoffs due to the Irish economic crisis. But isn't just that though. Everything is as quiet as a grave. It's as if these people are merely ghosts. Oh shit! Okay. God. I just had the feeling as soon as I seen the word ghost we were going to get a jump scare, but no, it's just Isabella. Okay. Speaking of ghosts, Santos comes through the door, looking as if she's just seen one. Is this after their lunch? This is after their lunch, isn't it? Okay. She looks at me, wide-eyed, like a deer caught in the headlights, ready to bolt at any moment. I'd ask, out of concern, but I feel it's not my position to do so. What if it's something personal? I'd simply be overstepping my boundaries. Really, it's none of my business.
I presume that Miss Cooper told you why I'm here, Miss Santos?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just got back from lunch, you know? But it won't take too long. Don't worry.
Oh, bless her. This is just after that bitch screamed at us through the window.
Of course it won't. This whole project has established itself to be a matter done in haste.
Oh, come on. Don't be too hard on her, Marianne. She's been through a lot, let's be honest.
I do hope it doesn't mean that people are being careless in their duties.
She flinches, and looks like she doesn't quite know how to respond to that. Thankfully, instead of opening her mouth, she leads the way towards her station and goes to fetch the floor plans. It won't take too long, as she said, but it does take a bit. Time spent to compose herself, most likely.
You know, we usually just email these things.
I prefer the real thing.
Not that you would know. You probably have your nose stuck in front of that smartphone when you're not working, and even when you should be working, playing those mindless addictive games. Oh, come on, Marianne. I definitely wish Chris would stop playing that Batcat thingy during work hours too. Oh. Batcat. Why does that ring a bell?
I know what you mean. Digital painting is nice, but nothing beats the smell of real paint.
Okay. She seems a bit excited. Oh, bless her.
Not that I go and smell paint like a crazy person, but you know, the real thing is different.
You're giving us that impression. Wait, what? Wait, what? This bitch smells paint?
Yes, nothing is quite like the real thing.
Yeah, she's freaked out. Okay, well done, Isabella. You know what? I wouldn't mind living in a place like this. It looks really nice. Looks really nice, actually. They have a music room? Oh, get me in all about that. I'd love me a music room. Checking out the floor plans, I see that I'll have a lot going for me. Now I know how Ray felt when he found the Central Park West building floor plans from that one movie. This is why I became an architect in the first place. Jacobean style at its finest. It's a thing of beauty. Look at these gorgeous rooms, the delicate harmony between the empty spaces. And speaking of empty spaces, there's something rather odd about these ones.
I feel a bit silly saying it out loud because I've never lived in a big house, let alone a mansion. But during the tour, I had the distinct impression that the rooms were bigger. Maybe the scale is wrong? It's not much of a problem. And it is an old house.
There are little details here and there that I would have liked to address during the open house too. But it was all forgotten in the wake of Miss Santos's incident and the trouble with ownership. The wine cellar is going to be a problem. I shudder to think what sort of repairs they did to the place. There might have been a few things that were swept under the rug, pushed to the dark corner of the rooms, and hidden away in barrels. Water damage could have been covered up. There had been floods due to heavy rains in West England just last year after all. And if there are any sort of damage to the house's foundation, that's going to be a lot of work. I was not able to look at the attic as well. You don't want to go there! Trust me, you do not want to go to the attic. You don't. For all I know, a whole family of vermin could have made their nests there. Working with a pest control is always the worst. The sheer size of the place is staggering. Even if I did just say it's a lot smaller than I thought. I might just be biting off more than I can chew. But who doesn't like a good challenge? First things first, I'll have to...
So, do you want a coffee? The one from the staff room is pretty decent.
Bless her.
There's really no need. I'm sure you have rules against it.
Oh, Marianne, she's painfully professional. She really is.
Rules against bringing someone coffee? That's ridiculous. And even if there were regulations against it, nobody's really here to tell Sir John. I've already brought 2 mugs, and I'm not going to drink them on my own. Come on.
I have to stamp down my annoyance at being distracted. Seeing the girl, the young woman though, it looks like she has a lot on her mind. If babbling is her way of dealing with stray thoughts, I'm not really the one she should be babbling to. How should I respond? Here we go, yo. Our first choice of the episode. Probably the only of the episode, probably because I will have to cut this. You have something to say? I don't have time for this. You know what? I think Marianne needs to chill out a little bit. Let's get to know Isabella, because you know what? I think in a time like this, especially having a pale bitch scream at you through a shop window, you know what? She's got a lot to let off her chest, so I think she'd appreciate that. Let's check. Yep, I think her relationship with her went up. You know what? That's good enough for me. I give her time to speak up. But when she just stares, I clear my throat.
Yes? You have something to say?
As embarrassment creeps up on her face, I snatch one of the coffees from her and take a sip. Too hot.
Just thinking and speaking off the record, it must be fun what you do. You go to people's houses and you make them, well, pretty. You're sharing your art with them.
It's a little bit more complex than that. But if you put it that way, it is fun. I wouldn't have done it for 7 years if it wasn't a little bit fun, I guess.
These big clients always have paintings in their homes. Do you have a supplier for art pieces?
Oh, look. We're back with a lip bite. I didn't expect to hear such a question from her, seeing how well she handled herself yesterday. I didn't doubt then why she was assigned to an important sale like the Ermengarde mansion, despite the little incident she had. Accident she had, should I say. Now she just looks too young, too nervous and unsure of herself, although her enthusiasm must make up for that in spades. In fact, it wouldn't have been believed if she had introduced herself in the way she is at the moment. Why, watching her now, she actually looks like she should be in college. Acts a bit like it too, when I think about it. Well, what was it? Zach was talking about in a previous episode where she grew up having to, you know, provide for her family, so she had to grow up a bit too quickly, I feel. And you know what, when Zach said that, I would have to agree. It was a bit unfortunate. If you guys hear any noises in the background, I do apologise. That's people just... I thought she was just a teen slumming it out in the mansion when I first saw her there, lying on the ground. Surprise, surprise. She turned out to be one of the estate agents handling the property.
The clients usually support artists of their own choice. If they don't, I'm always happy to refer those that I know.
That's cool.
They're very picky. I don't think a hobbyist will have an easy time getting their work sold.
Hey, I'll have you know I was a student of the fine arts.
Oh, you tell her, Isabella.
And yet here you are, selling property. Maybe you weren't a very fine student of the arts.
Oh. Maybe I took that a bit too far. She bites her cheek and it looks like she's barely holding herself back.
It's not like I had a choice.
No, damn it. She really didn't, let's be honest. She mutters it under her breath. I barely even hear it. But the heart is there. And it makes me wonder what brought it on. Although it is understandable. If her reason of what I think it is, very few people make it big in the art world. I can see why she'd be upset about it with that enthusiasm. I didn't have a choice when I left Ireland. It was that of years of unemployment, the recession and the toll it took on the construction industry was out of anyone's control. I don't know what choice she wasn't able to make, whether it was about her being at art school or something else, or her family. But the world isn't a fair place, and the sooner she accepts it, the better. Still, with that forlorn look in her face, I can't help but sigh. The girl reminds me far too much of myself when I was younger.
Well, if you're thinking of commissioning your paintings, I'll have to see your work first.
Oh, it's not... I didn't mean it like that. I don't have any paintings.
Really? You sounded a lot like you still did art or want to. Now I'm starting to worry that you might just like the smell of paint.
I'm not a paint huffer, sheesh.
Can you actually get high off of paint? Is that possible? Are paint huffers a thing? I'm gonna... If I find that out, I'm also gonna put that up on the screen right now.
Yes!
Just mean I don't make much anymore. I don't really have the time for it. The tools and materials aren't exactly cheap either.
Everything has a price. It sounds like you're making excuses for something you're presumably passionate about. If you really want to practice art, a little out of your wallet isn't much.
Is that why she went to grab art supplies earlier? Because she did... She on our day it was Zach, she grabbed a few things as well as some food for herself. I think that was what happened anyway, from what I can remember anyway.
It's not that simple.
It's not. Life's simple. People just like to make it complex. Speaking off the record, I have some advice for you, kid. Either go for what you want, or stop thinking about it when you have something else. That is unless you enjoy making yourself miserable, then by all means.
She's getting fired up.
You know, if you wanted to look at the floor plans without me bothering you, you could have just said so.
Would you have left me alone?
We'll never know now, will we?
A strained air settles in the room afterwards. It doesn't help that she doesn't immediately leave, as she is said, lingering awkwardly by the door with that downcast expression. It's clear there is more she means to say, perhaps even to defend herself and her choices in life. Or is she expecting me to dish out more of that advice? It's an awkward affair, and I choose to hightail out of the realty office as quick as I can. Oh, bless. Well, at least our relationship went up with her, actually. And you know what? Maybe this is why, I don't know. Maybe this is why she got that art supplies a little bit later. Maybe Miss Marianne ignited a spark in her. Got that creative spark back, which, you know what? That's good. I like that, and their relationship is improving, so that's good enough for me. They seem to be becoming really good friends, kinda. You know what, I think I'll leave this here. It's going to be a little bit shorter than the rest of the episodes, but I'm definitely going to record a little bit more soon, so hopefully I'll start like flinging out episodes before I leave for Portugal. Obviously I'm going to have Kieran back really soon because we all love Kieran and he brings extra banter, so I can't wait to have him back. I actually sent him a message. I was like, I wish you were here. make the fanfics now. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Roll the outro! God, I've missed saying